Hey everybody, this is my first live webinar on YouTube. Anyway, hopefully everything's going to go really well. We are at this really cool beach house in Capitola, and the internet is not fabulous, but hopefully it'll be smooth. If it's not smooth, don't stress. We're going to post it and you'll be able to watch it later. Anyway, I got my great video crew here helping out, watching and everything. We are welcoming requests and questions and that kind of thing. I won't be able to answer everything, but we'll keep an eye on it and I'll try to answer questions as we go. Hey Jerry, they're letting me know who is online. Let's see. Oh, I got a little bit of a live chat here. That's awesome. So hopefully everything's going to go smooth. So my webinar today is sponsored by Bay Photo. We're in their beach house actually, and I'm going to be doing a workshop tomorrow and the next day on live portraits. It's hands-on, it's a small class, it's like around 10 people. So there's still time to sign up for that if you want to, but this is a free webinar. It's going to kind of cover the bases and let you know what live portraits are all about. Bay Photo offers live portraits. They're the first top-tier lab to offer live portraits, and it's such amazing technology. Wait till you see it. Anyway, I want to encourage you to move into creative expression and use movement. No, we're still photographers, right? And video is kind of a foreign territory, but all of our cameras will shoot video. So I want to show you how I've been using video and different applications and exciting ways to use it. And I want to encourage everyone to start on that journey of learning it. So first I'm going to talk about hybrid reel stories. What is a hybrid reel story? Now, I used to call them hybrid e-products or hybrid products or whatever. What is that? Well, a reel story, spelled R-E-E-L, is, to me, it's like the storytelling part of it. There's a still photograph, and we're storytellers with stills, but video can tell a story so much better. So a reel story is the video that tells more of a story than the image, and it's connected to the print. Then I want to define live portraits, because live portrait is just a tool to connect a video to a print. Live portrait doesn't make the video for you. You get to make the video, and I'm going to help you do that. And I want to teach you how. So, everybody that's watching, just sign in, to log in, because we're getting yes, Johnny just reminded me to have everybody log in and on the chat. See, because sorry about that. This is Larry. Larry, the owner of the lab. Can you believe that? Johnny, can you answer this call for me? Hey Larry, I'm actually on a live webinar right now on YouTube. So I'm going to let Johnny take this call, okay? Larry, the owner of the lab. Can you believe that? Johnny, can you answer this call for me? How can you not answer the call from the owner of your lab, right? Thank you, Larry. So I'm going to let Johnny take this call, okay? Little comedy relief right there. Okay, back on track. We're talking about video reel stories for marketing, for clients, for fun, and for profit. So what I want to do is show you a few examples of reel stories I've made. They're all connected to prints, and we'll show you how that works here in just a second. So, Johnny, onto the screen. This is my godson. He loves to ride quads, and this is a great shot. But what he loves is to ride the ridge. So this is the real story. Who wouldn't want to ride that amazing ridge? Wow. That's the real story behind that picture. So here's another one. So this is a hybrid product that includes stills and video. It's made with ProShow Web, so it's so automated and so easy to make, but I love this story. It's part videos and part stills. I love this. Ah, so beautiful. So here is a girl who is a model, and we just filmed her at the beach. This is super simple. It's just one straight clip in slow motion. She's so adorable. This is Josie. One strip or one clip in slow motion is pretty powerful. So I also do talking business cards. They are very effective. This is Sammy from Sammy Circuit.
My name's Sammy Cater of Sammy Circuit. I go all over the state of California teaching kids about self-respect, eating healthy, exercise, telling them to never give up, telling them how amazing they are, but more than anything, I want these kids to never, ever forget, you got this. Don't forget, check out my website, sammycircuit.com.
Awesome. So all those are examples of real stories and how I use video, whether it's straight video or hybrid, which is part video, part stills, and of course audio. But what I want to show you now is live portrait. So live portrait is an amazing technology using augmented reality that actually recognizes an image and plays a video, and it's connected. It does require a cell phone, and it requires a internet connection or Wi-Fi. So let me show you what that looks like. And she has my phone. So I guess Larry is still on my phone talking with Lori, so I don't have my phone at the moment. Can you believe that? So let me show you what that looks like. So here's my talking business card. Nothing special about it. It's actually just paper card. This works whether it is a wallet size photo or if it's a billboard. The biggest one I've done is 6 feet by 20 feet. So on my phone, I have the Live Portrait app. All you need to do is go into your app store and download Live Portrait. I'm going to start up the app. Then I'm going to scan, I'm going to scan my business card.
Hi, I'm Suzette Allen.
Look at that.
How would you like for your business card to come to life and talk to your perspective?
Pretty awesome, right?
Your first impression could be polished and professional and say everything you want to say to your clients without them meeting you in person or even talking to you on the phone. Don't you feel like you already know my personality? Well, scan some of the samples here on my card and check out my website too. And let's design a dynamic talking business card for you that's an unforgettable first impression.
And it's pretty cool, right? So I tell you what, when I show that to people, they're like, oh, that is so cool. Can I have like 4 of your cards? Because they want to show them to other people, but they don't want to give away my card because you got to have the print. That is the beauty of this whole thing, is it's all about the print. Now, as a photographer, you know that the print is so important. And the next generation is not going to have images of their family and their history if we don't print our images. So I think it's really important that we encourage people to print. But now everybody wants video, right? The millennials are coming and everybody is into video. All the advertising, everything is in video. And so how do you connect it? This is the magic that does it. So now let's just show you different ways to use this. I think I'm going to skip my talking business card. I was going to show you on my screen, but let's talk about how I use it for my portraits. So this is a baby announcement card. It's a 5x7. This is little Charlotte, and here's the back of the card, and it says on here, view this card with the Live Portrait app and your smartphone and see the joy. So I can scan this. So everybody that got their announcement got to scan this and see a video. And here's what's really cool. This 16x20 is taken from that session. And if I scan my 1620, look at that. So it plays as augmented reality. But if I pull it away, then it plays at full frame on my phone. Well, this is so cute. I have to show you on my screen, like on my computer. So we're going to play it right here on the computer so you can see it. that good?
If I pull it away, then it plays it full frame on my phone. Well, this is so cute. I have to show you on my screen, like on my computer. So we're gonna play it right here on the computer so you can see.
What about Charlotte? Give Charlotte one more kiss. Give baby sister one more kiss.
That is so priceless. I love that. I watched it 100 times and I still laugh every single time. You know that's genuine too. With a 2-year-old, that was amazing. And I actually filmed that with my GH4 in 4K. And the image that you see right there on the wall portrait, and also this image, which was my favorite shot of them, that came out of the video. I shoot in 4K video, and it gives me an 8 megapixel file, and I've printed up to 30-inch prints from it. It's amazing. So I love my Lumix cameras. So let's go over and show you a couple more samples. This one is a grad card, and this was on the back of his graduation announcement. He's a pole vaulter. I love this in slow motion. Pretty cool, just one simple clip. So let's talk about Corey. So Corey is a high school senior that I photographed just recently. And what we did is for his, his favorite pictures, I think there was like 40 some favorite pictures, we made a slideshow with ProShow Web. So you put them all together. There was a couple little video clips in there, but it was mostly stills. And we show it whenever we show their images. And then we can connect that slideshow to the grad card. Well, that's awesome, but you hope that they'll hang on to an extra one of those cards for years and years for memories, but they're just a paper card. They're not really going to last. So here's what I do. So this is the album that we did for Corey, and this happens to be his mom's favorite picture on the front, and this is the layout of his grad card on the back, because I want this to be the permanent, let's see, got to use the right hands here. I want this to be the permanent copy for his grad card. So you can see the whole show right there on there. I'm not going to make you watch it because it's like 2 minutes long, which is a little bit long. Most of the stuff I put on social media is 15 to 30 seconds. Most people don't want to watch a 2-minute long show unless it's your kid or your own senior pictures. We do that. However long it ends up being. And also, like if I do a wedding highlights video, that's going to be 6 to 8 minutes long because there's just so much to share. And so on the book, I have that in the back, and then I have a couple images inside that play a video. So like this one right here where he's jumping, see a little triangle? There's a little white triangle. That gives them a clue on which ones are live. Let me just show you this one real quick on my screen because it's cool in slow motion. Here we go. This one doesn't have any sound. It's just cool in slow-mo. Such a cool kid. So here's the other thing. So we didn't tell Mom that we were doing this. So when we're out on location shooting Corey, we asked him to do a little thanks to Mom and Dad, and we filmed it. Mom didn't know anything about it. Then, right around graduation, we connected that video to her favorite picture, and we told Corey, let your mom know that this is, just scanned the front picture of the album. So Mom gets to, surprise, surprise, gets to take her app and scan the front picture.
Hello, parents in the future.
All right, so this is way too cute. You got to see this one also on the screen.
Hello, parents in the future. I'm Corey, but you already knew that. But I just wanted to say thank you for all the opportunities you've given me and everything that just led up to where I am today. I don't know where I am right now, where you're watching this or when you're watching this, but I'm sure I'd be proud of myself in the future because you guys are gonna be there for me, and I love you, and I still love you, and I hope I still love you, and wow, you're the best.
I love his exit. It's so cute. That's so Corey. But you can see there's tons of applications for live portraits. There's Christmas cards. Oh, I do tons of cool Christmas cards. So here's one of my favorite Christmas cards. And then I've got, this is a beautiful Christmas card. They got married, and so they did wedding pictures for their Christmas card. And this front video actually plays about 2 minutes of their ceremony. Oh, it's so beautiful. What? Oh. So on the videos, they do have to be less than 2 minutes. I mean, yes, less than 2 minutes to go on a live portrait. So if it's longer, we usually deliver that on a jump drive. So we get all of our cards printed at Bay Photo, and they are absolutely beautiful. But if it's a longer video and we want to share it, like if it's a wedding highlights video or something like that, we actually like to deliver it in a folio. So this, actually, let me grab this one. This is a folio that we have printed at Bay Photo, and it's like a book, and it's magnetized, and inside it holds 2 jump drives, and I can deliver the wedding album on it and the digital version of the wedding album, obviously. I believe in prints, and I always print a printed album for them, and if they don't want that, then I'm not their photographer. So I deliver the video version, I deliver the printed version and also the digital files of every picture that goes in their album, and those are on here. And then their video highlights, we put that on the jump drive as well. So this is a beautiful product that Bay Photo creates for us. I love it. And it's even engraved with their names. So that's kind of cool. So obvious applications for live portraits is folios, the covers of them, Christmas cards, grad cards, baby announcements, teams and groups. If you do sports, that kind of photography, that's awesome. Yearbooks, artists. Let me show you a couple more samples. Well, actually, the most obvious one for anybody who's a professional photographer is added value to the print. So you can add it as an add-on to any wall portrait, or add it to the bigger packages, or however you want to do it. But it definitely is added value. So let me show you this one. This is a group shot of a Vanden High School jazz band. And we did this with some friends. We were teaching them how to do live portraits. We did this, and it was fabulous. Let me show it to you. It's not playing. Let me just go hunt that down here really quick like, because it's not playing. And I'll just play it from here. There we go.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Vanden Jazz Band!
I love that. That was just, you can tell that was off the cuff. It was genuine. Everybody laughed. It's so cool. But here's what the coolest thing is about that. So our friends, after they did that, a couple months later, they were bidding on another contract job at another school, and they took that print, 8x10 print, in and showed it to them when they bid on it. The principal was so excited about just the possibilities and what could be done that they got the contract. So that $15 8x10 print turned into more than $15,000 contract. And the principal was just like, wow, this is so cool. It sets you apart from all the other photographers, because who does this, right? Anyway, it's just amazing the value that it can bring to your work and your storytelling ability and the value of what you bring with your images. Let me show you another application. All right, so how about artists? So Rachel Oliver Art, she is a beautiful person and a beautiful artist. And I did this little video of her. I filmed her painting live at a winery, and we did a little story about her champagne campaign. She paints champagne, or for this season, she painted champagne. And this is a little story about her perspective on it. It's beautiful.
My name is Rachel Oliver and I'm a fine artist. 2016 was the year I painted champagne. It was also a really tough year for me personally. There were times I felt completely overwhelmed and stuck, and there was a lot of pain. But I was on a mission to push through and find joy. And what do people drink when they're celebrating? Champagne! In painting champagne, I was shifting my focus. The dark atmosphere that surrounded me moved into the background, and the bright, shining metallic colours were joyfully piercing and breaking through, like precious metals refined by fire. And so my art series, Champagne Campaign, is a visual campaign to find joy and be thankful, to celebrate the journey, the good and the bad. My paintings are a daily reminder that no matter where you are in life, celebrate it. It's either a product of your growth or a place that will help you grow.
Wow, her images or her paintings are amazing. And that's just a really powerful piece about her art. And there's so many artists who could really do this. So what I do with her paintings, which are all with a palette knife, is I photograph them for her and I make high resolution duplications or files from it so she can make artist duplications of her images. She prints them on G-clay canvas and metals and all kinds of beautiful presentations. She actually uses Bay Photo as well. And so I photographed all 31 of her pieces from the Champagne Campaign, and this is how I delivered it. So this is a beautiful folio, and all of her artist files, or their originals, the duplications, are on this jump drive. So this is her archive for her entire body of work. This is awesome. And this, of course, plays the video that you just saw. So she is actually in an artist's co-op type place that's in Roseville. It's called La Bella Vie. They're having their grand opening tonight, actually. And so it's a little artist space. So she has a gallery there and she can also paint there. But she's not there all the time, right? There's quite a few different artists in their little stations. Great little place in Roseville. And so we printed this up for her. We may end up going bigger, I'm not sure. So this will actually have a little sign that says, watch this with the Live Portrait app, and you can learn about Rachel even though she's not there. We're also printing up the 5x7 postcards so that she can have a takeaway. So people can take away a card, they can see her story with the live portrait, and then on the back it would show some of her art pieces. And of course, a link to go buy them on her site. So I didn't really show you all the way to the end of a, well, let me just show it really quick. All right. It's easier to do a small one because you can do it at close range. All right. So see these two little buttons? There's a blue one and a green one. The green one is the phone. So you just touch that and it calls her. And the other one is her website. So you touch that and it goes straight to her website to order. So that's really cool. You can add a phone and a URL link or whatever you want at the end of your video. So another bonus. So let's see, where are we? All right, so those are a bunch of different applications of how I use live portrait. And it's all surrounding around the print, the beautiful print. It will even work for something like this. I didn't really show you my acrylic. I love these acrylics from Bay Photo. So what dad would not want a picture like this of his daughter who's a dancer that goes on his desk at work? And anytime the conversation comes up about her, he can whip out his phone and show this. This image comes to life with her dancing. It's amazing. I don't think I'm going to show you because it would have to just be on here. So you're going to have to go to my website, SuzetteAllen.com, and check out that video. It's amazing. She's a gorgeous little dancer. So I want to encourage you to start communicating with motion. And it's important that you start now. Video is taking over the world, and everybody wants video. All advertising is going that direction. As a matter of fact, I have a friend who has a couple kids in high school, and their son is in a class, I think it's a social studies type class or something like that. And their project for the class is they have to do like a documentary video. The kids have to work together, collaborate, make a video, and present it, and that is their final or their, semester project. It's not a video class. It's a social studies class. Like, these kids are expected to know how to do video. Like, it's a given. All the kids know how to do video and make a presentation. That is huge. That makes such a huge statement that the future of communication and the future of advertising and the future of photography is all about video. So I really want to encourage you to start considering it now and start learning it, because it's not something you just like figure it out in a weekend. So how many of you use Photoshop? And how many of you mastered Photoshop in a week or a month or even a year? You don't learn it overnight. And the same is with video. It's a journey, and it takes time. You need to do it, and it expands your vision and expands the way you see and what you film. And you literally are learning another language. And so I really encourage everyone to start doing video now, and then you will develop your skills, because it's not too far off that you're going to be expected to do video. It's for survival, really, as a photographer. So I want to encourage you to start the beginning, start the journey right now, and develop your skills and expand your vision. So elements to embrace. I want you to learn to shoot video and learn to edit video, just simple stuff. It doesn't have to be complicated. Create slideshows. A lot of you guys are already doing that, and then connect them to prints. So I'm going to show you hands-on right now exactly how to do that. The settings for your camera, and how to create or how to edit, like in Lightroom, and then how to do it in rows to connect the video to the print in rows. So let's check out the screen here and a little bit of time for tech. All right, first of all, let's talk about video formats. So with video formats, you've got MOV, AVCHD, and MP4. So most of your DSLRs probably just shoot MOV. That's fine. Any of your mirrorless cameras will probably have all three of these options. I recommend MP4, but I use MOV sometimes. I don't recommend AVCHD. It is a compressed format, which still looks good, but it's not universal, and it requires importing it and then exporting it as a different format. It's a lot more work, and it's really a pain if you use a Mac. So I would say don't use AVCHD. I also joke about the fact that AVCHD is a condition that you develop after a while after you've been shooting video, and it's audiovisual compulsive hybrid disorder. Just a joke. So video quality. Let's talk about video quality. 720p, P is for progressive, is considered HD, 720 pixels by 1024. Then 1080p is full HD. That's probably the one you hear most about, and that's beautiful quality. And then we have 4K, which is UHD. Now 4K is not 4,000 pixels. It happens to be 4 times bigger than 1080p. So if you double 1080, you get 2160. And you double 1920, you get 3840. It's almost 4,000 pixels. So any of these are going to be fine. And I shoot 4K a lot because my camera does it really well, and I can pull frames out of it to print. But honestly, when I make my videos, I downsize them because it works a lot faster, and there's no need to make a 4K finished video for live portrait. Honestly, we're playing our videos off of prints on a smartphone. So even 720 is good enough quality to look great on your cell phone. So a little bit about frame rates and rules. So 60p is going to give you the smoothest motion. If you are going to do slow motion and that kind of thing, I would shoot at 60p if your camera will do it. 30p is your internet standard. Anything you see on the internet is probably 30p. 24p is cinematic. Any movie you watch has probably been filmed at 24p. Now, there is a rule about your frame rate, and the frame rate doesn't really affect exposure, but it tells you what shutter speed you should use. And of course, shutter speed does affect exposure. So typically, if you're shooting 60p, you're going to shoot at 125th of a second. If you're shooting 30p, you should double that number and shoot at a 60th. If you're shooting 24p, double that number and you would shoot at a 50th. So that's the typical rule. Now, if you're shooting 4K for the purpose of pulling still frames out, I would consider breaking that rule and speeding it up if you want still frames to be sharp. So if you're shooting like a motorcycle jumping and you're shooting it at a 60th of a second, every one of those frames is going to be blurred. So if you're shooting for the purpose of pulling out stills out of your video, don't use this rule. Break it and shoot the shutter speed that would be appropriate for that project. Okay, so let me go back. Sorry. So those are the main things that you're going to need to know for shooting your camera or for setting up your camera. There's a million different menus and every camera is different. If you want to know more about that, just let me know, text me, email me, and we're going to be posting more things on my website on all these details. Now, when it comes to hybrid, most of the clips are short. They're like 5 to 10 seconds long. So a lot of people are making it harder on themselves by doing long videos. So the goal is to just do short little clips of movement, people doing things. Now, if you're filming something that's not moving, that's a really boring video. So that means you get to move. That means, you know, break out a slide or do some kind of a camera motion. To me, I just choose moving subjects. Even if my subject isn't moving, if the background's moving, then there's motion in it and then it's engaging. So all you need to do is do short clips that show movement and show emotion and interaction and personality and then storytelling. Just 5 to 10 seconds. It's actually pretty easy. And honestly, when I first got started, I just did behind the scenes stuff. I gave my camera to Johnny and I said, film behind the scenes stuff of me shooting them and what they're doing and all that, and people love that. That tells the story too. So you don't have to necessarily shoot from your camera and do the same things that you shoot. You can do behind the scenes, and that is an equally good story to tell. So I just want everybody to start doing it. Start doing it now. Those are the main things that you need to know. Let's get into Lightroom. So with video, anytime you shoot a video, there's a head and a tail because you have to start filming before you need it because it takes a second to kick in and start filming. Then when you hit stop, I swear it cuts off the last second of what you filmed. So you never want to hit stop right when you want to end. You wait a couple seconds and then you hit stop. So because of those two things, there's always a head and a tail, which means you always need to trim video. So yeah, you are going to have to learn a little bit about video editing to trim your videos. I use Lightroom, it's the easiest one, but you can use iMovie or Windows Media Player or QuickTime or, you know, Photoshop, Lightroom, Premiere, Final Cut, all those big programs too. But let me show you how easy it is to do it in Lightroom, because I think that's the fastest way to go. So let's open up Lightroom. So I have my master catalog open here. No, actually, this is my Florida catalog. Really? We've already been going an hour and a half. Holy cow, time just flies. So I better hurry up, right? All right, so I have my Florida catalog. I have a client base in Florida, so when we go there, we film a lot of people at one time and photograph them. So this is Corey's session, and I've got a bunch of his stills, but I made a collection of just his videos. It's easier to edit video when it's all together. Oh, I misunderstood. It's been a half an hour. I still want to keep this under an hour. All right, so I've got all of his videos in one folder collection. And take a look at all these colors. I'm actually not sure why I did all the blues. Normally I don't do that, but I do flag all the ones that are keepers in red. So when I go through, I will speed edit. You know what speed editing is? Look at this. I'm mousing over. Actually, let me make these just a little bit bigger so we can see them better. So watching video takes a while. You can't look at the first frame and know what it means or what's going on, like these two. What's the difference between these? Well, if I mouse over it, I can see this when he's swinging his arms back and forth. This is where he does his full-blown dance. This one is, this is where he's jumping. So you can see like a quick little video of what's going on. It's super fast to speed edit, and you kind of get an idea of what was going on in that video. So what I do is I flag it red by hitting the 6 or Control 6, and the ones that I know I want to use, I will flag them red. Once I've gone in there and I've trimmed it and it's done, it's green. It's flagged green. And I don't know why all these are blue. So I must have been feeling colorful that day. So what I'm going to do is show you this one, which is his thank you video. I would like to show you one of these dancing ones, but doing it on its side is a drag. So I know that everybody says, don't shoot vertical video. Well, guess what? If it's live portrait and it's a vertical picture, yeah, so take a look at this. If it's live portrait and it's a vertical picture, it would be really nice if the video plays vertically, right? Doesn't that make sense? So it's not illegal to shoot vertical video. So that's why I do shoot vertical video, because I want it to line up with the image. So it's just a drag editing it when you're like that. Anyway, so I'm going to show you this other one. So I've marked it red, and I've actually already trimmed it, but I'm going to show this one. So what I'm going to do is open this up. Now, you cannot do it in Develop. Develop does not support video, but Library does. And normally, when you first open this up, it looks like that. You've got a black bar, but you don't have a timeline. So I'm going to click this gear on the right, and there is my timeline. Shows me everything that's going on. Now, the longer the video is, the more chunky this is. So if you want, you can drag the ends out. It gives you a little bit more space. You have a little bit more control. So what I'm going to do is hit the play button. So it's either right here or the space bar. So I'm going to hit play, and
Really?
you can hear me talking to him.
So I just say whatever? Okay.
He's got one piece of hair hanging out there.
So his hair's messed up. I'm having him fix his hair. And I'm going to trim all this off, of course.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, parents.
Okay, so that's where I want to start. So I'm going to back up to before. I'm just grabbing the playhead here, and I'm moving it to before he waves. So right there. And I cut off the and the messing with the hair. So once I get the playhead right where I want it right here, I reach over here to the left side, and there's a bar with 2 little lines. I'm going to grab that and scoot it over up against the playhead. That trimmed all that whole piece off. Then I can play through.
Hello, parents in the future.
Actually, I already watched it, so I'm going to zip forward to the end, and let's see how this ends. I love his exit. All right, so what we can do is cut it right after he leaves. Right about there, and trim that off. That's how easy it is to trim the video. So all that's going to be exported is the piece that I want to use. Now, you can't piece two pieces together or cut the middle out and use the beginning and the end. You have to make a virtual copy to do that. But that piece is ready to export. So if it's already been trimmed and it's finished, what I do is instead of leaving it red, I hit 8 and I flag it green. So now it's green. And I can go through and hit all the red ones and trim them down to what I want. And then I can hit this. I'm going to select just the green ones. So all these green ones are all trimmed and ready to go. So it's really a time saver for me. So once I do that, I can export. So let me show you real quick how to export. I'm not going to export all of them. I'm just going to do this one. So I've got this one selected. I go up here to File, Export. And I am going to choose a specific folder, and I'm just going to put this on my desktop in video exports. Some of the times I do it right to the client folder, but in this case I'm just going to do it to my video exports. Choose that, and then I'm not going to put it in a subfolder. I'm not going to rename. Renaming videos is a challenge, so I would not do that. It makes it worse on the workflow. I want to check include video files. So I have a few choices: DPX, H.264, or original unedited file. Well, obviously I don't want to do that one. So H.264 will give me an MP4 file. So then I've got a couple different options here: max, high, and medium. So typically I choose max. But if I'm making a pro show web show and I'm uploading all those files through the internet, I'm going to want to make it as small as possible so it uploads faster. And there is a megabyte limit on what can be loaded. So if it's kind of long, like closer to 10 seconds long, I'm going to knock it down to high, because then it'll still be good quality, but it'll be a smaller file. It'll upload faster. And I will make sure that it doesn't get rejected, so I have to go back and exit, re-edit it. So I'm going to put it on high and then just export. So this is the main thing, H.264. And then here's my little progress bar, export one file. So it's going to export it to my hard drive. And that is the main thing I need to teach you in Lightroom. There's a little bit more to that, but we might have to do this on another webinar. All right. Oh, what did I call that? I did not rename it. So since I'm going to show you how to do this on Rose, to upload this and make it a live portrait, I do need to find that, and the name of that file is S1238. All right, so it is exported. I'm going to go to my hard drive and go to video exports and find that. Here is my video, and I'm going to rename it Corey Thanks Demo. All right, so what I want to do is put that in a folder, because I'm going to show you how to upload that to my Rose in Bay Photo. So I'm going to copy it, and then I always put all my images in order now. So in order now, these are all the folders that I've ordered, and I have one for live portrait, and I'm going to post it there. So what I need is the JPEG that will be printed and the video that will play connected to it. So here's the video for Corey. Now I need to find a JPEG to connect it with, right? So what I'm going to do is go find an image for him. So let's see, Corey. I forgot to get this prepared ahead of time. I forgot that I needed the JPEG. So I'm going to do it really quick like. you know what I'm going to do is actually in my order now, go to Corey's pictures that he ordered from. So that would be the printed album, or the actual prints. I'm looking for it. Here it is. Corey. Okay, so I'm going to do Mom's favorite 8x10, and I'm going to copy it and then go to live portrait, and I'm going to paste it. Now, you don't absolutely have to name them when you do it through Bayphoto, but it's a good policy. Corey, thanks, demo. So they're both named the same. They're going to be together in the folder. One's a JPEG, one's an MP4. All right, so now that's ready. So now, how about let's show you how to do the rose, how to upload it and make a live portrait in Rose. So I'm going to open up Bayphoto. All right, so Bayphoto is opening. It is somewhere. There it is. It's creating products right now. So while that's opening, once you upload it to Bayphoto, it takes about 24 hours and it will be live. So let's go in here. So when I open up Bayphoto, I've got this main window, and I'm going to click Create Order. So when I click Create Order, I've got all of my options here, but what I usually do is I just go to the catalog of photo prints, or catalog of products, and I click on that, and I've got all these different catalogs. There's tons of products that they have. It's awesome. So I'm going to scroll down to Presentation. So Presentation is where you have your bay boxes and wood boxes and live portraits in there. So I'm going to click on Live Portrait. That gives me that catalog, and it'll also give you instructions on how to do it, and even a tutorial right here if you want to watch a tutorial. So on the screen, I've got my info. I'm going to click Live Portrait Upload. Now, I do have to upload that folder. So down here where it says Add Image Folder, I'm going to click that, navigate to my desktop, to my Order Now folder and Live Portrait, and then hit Open. So it's going to load up the pictures in there. Oh, but it only does the JPEGs. Don't be worried. That's just how it works. It only imports the JPEGs. So what I'm going to do is, it says drag your image here and then browse to the video. So I'm going to drag my 8x10 for Corey. Now it doesn't print this, it just connects it to the image. So you got to remember to order your prints still. And so I ordered an 8x10 of this for Mom, and it ended up on his album, and I think he got wallets. So it's going to play off of any of those. On any of those prints, all right? So ordering the prints is separate from this connection. So once I select the image, then I select the video. So over here it says click the button below to browse and add your video, and it's a maximum of 2.5 minutes. So if I click this, doesn't work. Well, this is what you need to know. See this little slider here? If you scoot this over, aha! There it is. This is the little dialog where you can upload the video. So if you don't know that it's a short little dialog box, you might be frustrated. So now you know, just make that window bigger so you can find the little dialog box, and that's where you click this, and then you will navigate back to your folder to order, which is Order Now, Live Portrait, and then you're going to tag the video and say Open. So then it's going to upload the video. Literally, that is all it takes to order a live portrait. You drag in the JPEG and you import the video and you say go. Now, when you look at this, it says video cropping. Crop the video to the image or fit the video within image. Well, sometimes the video and the picture are the same, sometimes they're not. In this case, they're not, because most videos are 16:9 ratio. They're long and skinny, right? And in this case, my image is an 8x10. So I have to tell it, do I want the video to play full frame and not fill up the whole picture? Or do I want to trim my video so it fills the picture? Well, in this case, the picture's just a little bit longer and, you know, he's in the middle and it's just, you know, background, I think it would be fine. So I am going to say crop the video to the image. And so it'll crop it, and that's all you need to know. Super simple. Then, of course, you would say add to cart, view cart, and then you would say complete and send order, which I'm not going to do because I already did that. So there you go. Super duper easy. So connecting the video with the still is a drag and drop thing into Rose with Bay Photo. That is the easiest part of the equation. It's the shooting the video and editing the video and making the finished product that takes a little bit more time. But two solutions that are absolutely easy and doable by you probably today is use Lightroom and just trim your videos and export them. That's, I mean, if you don't need to put a logo or anything at the bottom, you just want that cute little story, that's all you need to do. Or use ProShow Web or Animoto or some kind of slideshow program that will put together your slide or put together your stills and your videos into a little show, add a little bit of music. When that exports, it's an MP4, so you just pick a still photo, use that video, and boom, you're good. And you can just connect it to any size print that you want. It's magic. All right, let's close this. I haven't seen any questions come through. Do we have questions yet? Yes, we are going to do a giveaway in a couple minutes, so make sure you put your name into the live chat. We're going to give away a live portrait through Bay Photo, which is $30 value, and we're also going to give away a year with ProShow Web, so you can make all kinds of ProShow Web shows. However, let me tell you this. ProShow Web has the best trial in the world. So with ProShow Web, if you log in and you just do a trial, it's forever. They don't limit how long it works, like 30 days or whatever. It's forever, but they limit the amount of images that you can put in. So it's a maximum of 15. But seriously, if you have 15 stills and videos and a little bit of music, that's plenty. It makes a great little show, and you can do as many as you want. It does say made with ProShow Web at the bottom, and the last slide will say created with ProShow Web, but there you go. You have all kinds of options. Now you can't export it as high res, but you can export it at 360, and that's perfectly fine for live portrait. So try it. And then, of course, if you love it, it's only $150 a year for the pro level, and you can make all kinds of great shows. Even if you don't want to shoot video, and I know there's photographers out there who are like, absolutely not, I am not going to do video. That's totally fine. You can still make slideshows with all your stills that tell a beautiful story, and ProShow Web just does it for you. And you connect a slideshow to an image, people love it. In fact, I've gone back to some of my wall portraits that are in my studio, and this was photographed before I shot video. It's like, oh, I don't have videos of that. I wish I did. But you know what? I have lots of still photos from that session. So I've gone back to some of my older ones, made slideshows of all my favorite stills, and connected that to the video. So when you come into my studio, I can point my phone at all my images on the wall, and they pretty much all come to life. It's awesome. So let me back out of here. We'll close Rose. And we're done with Lightroom. Let's go back to Keynote. All right, so I talked a little bit about the ProShow Web. Just go to ProShowWeb.com, check it out. Super easy. It's easy enough to figure out yourself, honestly. Let me show you a quick little senior show that we did with ProShow Web. There you go. That was cute. I loved it. Oh, I already did my rose demo, didn't I? Jumped ahead. Okay, Photoshop demo. I know a lot of people would love to do a Photoshop demo, but I really wanted to keep this under an hour, and I'm at 11:55. Pretty good, huh? We don't have time to do a Photoshop demo. But if you would like to see a Photoshop demo on how I edit videos with Photoshop, and if this is new to you, yes, I edit all my videos in Photoshop. It's amazing. It's so capable. So if you would like to know more about that, put that in the comments that you want me to do a future webinar on editing video with Photoshop. And we can cover a little bit more in Lightroom as well. But we're going to do a drawing here in a couple minutes, so make sure you log in on the live chat, your name, so we can draw. And they are logging the names, looking through everything over there. We are going to give away a free live portrait from Bay Photo. And we're going to do Pro Show Web. You guys have a name?
Pick a number between 1 and 9.
Pick a number between 1 and 9. I'm going to pick 7. So this is the winner for Pro Show Web.
So it's Thomas Cook.
Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook, you won the $150 value of a year on Pro Show Web. And let's do Bay Photo, a live portrait giveaway. And the number is 3.
Sweetie to G3.
Sweetie to G3. That is the email, or that's the user. Don't know the real name. So you're going to have to text us what your real name and your email is so we can award that to you. Sweetie to G3, right? Yes. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much most of the information I wanted to share. I'm super excited about my class here. Starting tomorrow evening, we're going to go out here on the beach here in Capitola, and we've got a family. We're going to photograph them and film them, and then we'll take all those files the next day on Monday to the lab at Bay Photo, and we're going to actually have a classroom. Everybody will have laptops, and we'll be able to edit those and make videos with Photoshop, and of course make live portraits. All right, so this has been great. It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a lot. I would also like to introduce my amazing video crew. You guys want to come over here and the video crew. All right. So we have Johnny and Taco, or Jim and Lori. And thank you so much for tuning in to our first live webinar on YouTube. And check us out next time. I'm sure we'll be doing more. Send us requests on whatever you want to hear about. And thank you so much to Bay Photo for all their amazing products and their service, and awesome customer service, by the way, and this killer beach house, and letting us do classes at their lab. And thanks to Lumix for changing my life and allowing me to shoot video. It's really changed everything.
There's still time to sign up for the class.
Oh, Johnny says there's still time to sign up for the class. That starts tomorrow or the next day if you're in the Santa Cruz area. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you.